This is Justin Amazon on Tuesday, September 11th, 2018. And Amazon is selling off real quick pre-market, coming right into 1925, which is where we've had a line for a long time. I don't even know how long, weeks, something like that. We're finally pulling back into some of these lines. That's why they're still on the chart. Anyway, I did draw in the 1972.50 price. And we are way down here right at 1925, and I am looking for a bounce, even though it's a bearish retest gap, because yesterday, Monday, was bearish, and re-upping down, clearing the low. Even though that's happening, it's, we've been in this range in here, and I was saying, it'd be nice to come down to 1925, maybe even into 1800s. But already this is starting to look like a little bit of a Morningstar reversal right on here, but we got to see how it opens, because it could continue lower. It could flash down, then recover. You just don't know. So you could be looking at an option, further out of the money, like 1975, and just get some absolute zero with, however much that option costs, looking for a move up. Or you can just wait for the open and see how that trades. And, if we get a bearish 5-minute candle and then we move above it, set your entry above and your stop below, and whatever that range is, hope we get up to 2 hour, or we wait. I hate saying hope, but if it's a big candle, little candle, whatever it is, look for a 2 hour gain, or wait for some smaller candles to come in. And so let's get into the day. High wave candle, pretty large. This is a range of $17, so nothing real small to be able to work with. So I'd be getting in, if I were to trade this, which I'm not, 1935 by 1915, something like that, like a $20 risk. So that'd be 1935, 55, 75 for 2R. So I'm not going to wait for 2R like that. I'm going to look for some smaller candles. So we get an inside candle and then a breakout. And this is still too much to be trading. It's still the same range, even if you move your stop up to here. So let's wait for some smaller candle. I mean, you could be in this. You could be trading this right here. It has an amazing bounce right at 1925. Even if you probably zoom in and look at the 1 minute, probably ran up, ran down, ran back up. Excuse me, that's my guess, but I don't know. And then a smaller time frame on this candle, probably just bouncing right on 1925. That would have been a great place to buy and just, catch a move, probably up to resistance here, maybe the resistance here, 1950. Yeah, this one, probably 1950. And take some profit or all the profit right there. It's a nice round number. So continue moving up. Excuse me. Moving up some more, and it pushes right on through 1950. Get some smaller candles here. It's like, okay, this is a lot of bullish candles. We should pause. We should pull back. There's an inside candle. Let's retest a little bit. Okay, now we're retesting, coming back down a little bit. Now we're right into the 21 exponential. Get a couple of candles in here, 15, 20 minutes of stair step. I'm looking at this thinking, okay, get in above it, stop below it. That's a nice tighter range. Could probably do something, 1948 by 1941, maybe a little too tight. But that'd be $7 risk, and that'd be 1R, 2R, 3R up to here, something like that. A really nice S curve shape, and we're bouncing off of yesterday's pivot right here. We're back into it down here, but it had a really good run. This is a good amount of pullback, and we'll see if it continues higher. That's just the setup. It doesn't have to go higher. If it pulls a little bit lower, then that's okay. I mean, you just reset the trade and look for a move up. And so that's what happens. Moves on up, pauses right here at the high of the day, and then breaks out. Inside candle, this is looking like continuation, and actually does continue on up and pushes all the way up into 1972.50 really nicely. And then from here, it doesn't really get above it, pulls back slightly, doesn't quite get above it here. This looks like an evening star reversal. Okay, no, we're going back down to zero. Nope, it's just kind of hovering around, not really making a clear reversal. If you look at this as a double top, here's your neckline here. This is a breakdown, then it recovered, retesting, but pushed on through. And this, even with the bearish momentum here, actually reversed and moved higher and then broke out. So we actually made it all the way back up almost to 1990. That would have been phenomenal. But even still, this range, we put our heads up against it, came back down, and then had another really nice smooth S curve here. So we had a really nice one here for a nice move up, and then we had another nice one here that didn't quite pull back as far, but still, you can see the curvature. You can see the S curve. Even if you had gotten it on this one, that would have been really short, didn't get into the 21. This one got into the 21, pulled down below it, just like we did here. It's just really similar, buying in here and buying in here. We had a Morningstar reversal. This one just paused for a while and then broke out and then just raced on higher. The squeeze did reform, and then we actually broke out on that. And look at the volume coming in here on the close of these days, right after the close here, right after the close here. I guess that's not really too unusual, but we had a little bit more volume into the close, people buying than we did yesterday into the close. So right after the close is about the same, but yeah, just an incredible move up today. And I thought it was going to be range bound. So I drew this line back into here. It hit, some highs here. We had some lows, slightly lower lows, and then a low back into 1925 here. If we move this back over to the last time we're here, we were making a line. Oh, is it not even in the chart? 1925. Oops. That's not what I meant to do. Sorry. So 1925, this is where we were doing it. All the way back to 813. So it's been almost a month since we were at this level, making this a resistance, and then broke through it. Didn't really even touch it again. We finally touched 1925 again after almost a month of trading. There we are. So if we zoom back into the daily, this is a bullish engulfing candle. It looked like a bearish retest gap, pushed a little lower, totally recovered, a huge bullish candle, largest bullish candle we've got on the chart right here. If we zoom out, this is a really decent size compared to anything in here. I mean, when we had some of these smaller grinding higher moves, maybe somewhere in here, I'm just talking the body, but this is one that was bigger with the wick. Maybe something like this one. Oops, not that one. That one. Similar size there. So the range on that is 92. The range on this is only 71.88. Okay. So that was a bigger, that one meant more here, 92.20 when it was down at 1400. This one does here when it's up at 1950. So yeah, I just really like that that's a bullish engulfing. So all the people buying today, some may be taking profits. Some may, this may gap down slightly. Be great if it retests 1972.50 and then continues. But if at some point in the next week or so, two maybe, before earnings, if we actually break below this, especially if we gap below this, that's going to be really significant. It could happen. It could happen with earnings. But if we get below this candle, it's just such a strong candle off the exponential here. Bearish retest that turns out to be a bullish engulfing the previous 2 days. It's a really, really strong candle at a really good location right off of the 1925 level. We moved a decent amount today from low to high. I thought it was a bigger move, but I mean, this candle here right at $72 range, this one here right about $72. So this bearish candle, this bullish candle had about the same range, which is really interesting. And then some of these sell-offs here, 62, 63, 73 and a half. Okay, so there's been some other candles with that kind of range. But today was one where you could have just been watching the S curves. So let's zoom back in on the 5-minute intraday and see, okay, here's your S curve, pull them back. You start getting these smaller candles. Okay, we're not moving higher, but this is, we're trapping, if it moves higher, we're trapping people sold here. We've got a nice indecision candle right here. Let's just get in above with stop below. And so this is right at 950. So if we go look at the call expiring this week, the $2,000 strike, or 2,000, yeah, $2,000 price strike. You could play this getting in above these candles like 450 with a stop down at 350, and that actually would have worked really well. So 450, take some profits or take all if you're just looking for 2R right at 650 because that's the previous high, or we take off some and let the rest ride, and that would have made it up to 850 and given another opportunity to do it. Was it here? I think a little bit higher, but you could have done. Let's see, where are the lows? 554. Probably could have done maybe 650 by 550. That would have triggered there, or would have gotten a better fill a little bit later. So that would have been 650 by 550, and that would have worked, and that would have worked really nicely right here. But you could have also been taking profits here, let some ride, pulled back, and just rallied. So some good opportunities to even play a strike this far out of the money. If you go closer, you're going to have a wider range on some of these. It's going to be much harder to trade. But I actually did this one virtually today where I got in with that price. A limit buy of 450. I'm sorry, a stop limit buy of 450. So I set it up when I was in here looking like this. It looks like a really good S curve, and a stop down at 350 and target at 650. And then I went back to doing some of the things I needed to do. And I checked it a little bit later. It had run up like this. Actually, let's go switch to the 5-minute. It had run up like this and was already pushing through this level really quickly. And then it's like, okay, well, it could continue to pause here. And next thing I knew, it was exiting, I think, on this candle, 1020. So it wasn't even in the trade very long. It exited for 2 hours somewhere in here and would have made some more if I just held on up to this level. But I was happy with getting, 2 hours on that trade, $100 risk. That's, that's, it's a really easy way to set it up, looking at the S curve and just making some profit, letting the trade just work. Worked out really well. So tomorrow, it would be nice to see a little bit of a pullback, even a bearish inside candle, and then get going above that. But I think we'll still pause for a little longer. I think we'll have a similar candle to yesterday, where we do some selling off. And even though today was so strong, I think we'll pull back some because people may be surprised it was so strong and might be, scared out of it that, wow, that works really good and worked really well. And now I just want to lock in gains because you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. So, but if we go sideways through here, I mean, we've done plenty of sideways before, like this and like this and like this. So in this case, the bearish candles are larger, the bullish candles are smaller and sort of recovering. If we have that sort of thing here, which we have some bearish candles, bullish candle, bearish, bullish, we want to do some stair step for a little bit and then rally it up. So we'll see if we get something like that. If we come back into the 5-minute on the stock, it looks like it's pushing back up into 1990 tonight. And so we're right at these lows here. And we'll just have to wait and see how this actually plays out, how it actually moves. And just so you know, I was driving this morning, so I was not able to do anything with this opening candle. But that would have been incredible to see that and just set it up above by below or wait for some smaller candles, which I didn't end up getting here. And then I wasn't really looking for that here, but I am after the fact, obviously. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video and you're following along with how the options are moving with the stock. We didn't really even look at puts. So there's the call, there's the puts. Puts pretty much just lost value. There's a little bit of recovery here from the 1925 put. So you could have made a little bit of money in this, but that definitely would have been the counter trend move after Amazon went so bullish today. And all this is just like, yeah, losing value. We're on the wrong side of the trade. And then all this is like, wow, look at this. Buying opportunity, S curve. Buying opportunity, S curve. Buying opportunity, S curve. Setting up, making some larger moves. And, if you want to dig in a little bit more and watch how the options move, go a little bit closer out of the money, move a few strikes, and, just go back through how the setup is and what you know about the range, and figure out from there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Just Amazon. Thanks.